Good morning. Happy New Year, everybody. How we doing? I am going to be having a guest. Celeste is running a few minutes late, but she will be in here very quickly. First of all, how's everybody doing? It's not midnight, which for a lot of people that is probably a good thing, but I know I am still kind of wrecked. I My kids stayed up till midnight for the first time ever. Not even just on New Year's, but for the first time ever, and that was wild. Hope everybody is doing well. Had a good, safe night last night, and already got a handful of people in here loving that. Vezius, I hope that's how I pronounce it. I know who you are, but yeah, hope that's what going well for you. This is a great question. We're going to get into something like this. Joey's asking, what films do you want for them to release in 2023? Daniel's here for the first time live. What's going on, sir? Skolder as well. Hey, Kent, man, all my closest friends are here, including Jeremy Long. My hair looks exactly the same, except probably a little worse. I'm getting a haircut soon, like in the next couple days. Terry, yeah, this has to be a good year because man, it's been a rough few years for everybody. Let's see. Kevin is here. Kevin Sullivan, what's going on? Jeff K, my friend, you're here and live with us. Love seeing that. Joey, this is your first live as well. Welcome. We are so glad that you are here. Jeremy, you think you were still wrecked? I guarantee that I'm still wrecked. Agree. Yes. Dead Sea Life, welcome. You are live this time. That was a great comment to read last night. Friends, my friends, we have a lot to discuss today, obviously. We've gotten a hint about what is coming for January. We know that we have a Cat 3 box coming, and a lot of people are very excited about that, of course. But we also have a lot coming for this year. And if the trends with Vinegar Syndrome are accurate, this was their most mainstream leaning year in 2022, and that is seeming to only continue. They are able to get bigger licenses from some of these studios, and when you're able to pull a title like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 from a company that a few years ago were only known for putting out titles like Raw Force and the Herschel Gordon Lewis adult films, this is a big deal. And maybe the biggest thing, this is their 10-year anniversary year. And the last time that they had an anniversary year that they celebrated was 5 years in, and they had a lot on the docket for that year, including four film kind of box sets, 4 film collections, I guess is probably the better way to say that, to celebrate their 5 years. They boxed up 5 films new to Blu-ray that they'd put out on DVD prior to that, and it went very well for them. They sold out very quickly, and they were nice upgrades. Now, they seem to be hinting that something great is coming in 2023, and not a lot of clues given for that yet, but it's been a great year, and we are going to talk about how we felt about 2022. We are going to talk about the subscription, because that is one of the biggest things, is that this week, starting here in just about an hour, this is going to be the only time, from what they're implying, to be able to be a subscriber for the entire year. Maybe they do something at the halfway sale, but they haven't indicated that that's the case yet. And their wording kind of sounds like they're not going to do that this year, which would be, I'm going to be honest, a little odd. But we got more 4K than ever. We've got more slipcovers than ever, if that's your thing. We've got more partner labels than ever, getting a new one of those today as well. We got to go into all of it. And one of the people that I thought would be absolutely perfect to bring on to go through everything Vinegar Syndrome is somebody that I respect and adore so much. Celeste de la Cabra. If you have never watched Celeste's channel, before I bring them on, I just want to share that they're very kind of green in the YouTube scene. They've not been doing it too long, and they are still very much growing. But oh my gosh, Celeste is special. The amount of analysis that Celeste does is incredible. The real emotion that Celeste carries on is great. The deadpan humor just throws it all over the top. So please make sure that you are clicking subscribe on Celeste channel, and the link is in the description, of course. Now, I am happy to say that she is going to be a part of this in just a second, joining now. And we are going to share as much as we can. But the biggest thing, we got to get that chat going. So make sure everybody is in the chat all day, sharing some opinions. We got some great questions that we're going to be going through all day long. And first one, let's do this. Joey says, name a film you haven't watched yet that you will watch in 2023. And I know the top one on my list is going to be The Banshees of Inisherin. I never got to see it near the end of last year, and it's one that I am dying to see. As far as physical media, there is a handful of partner label titles that are on the top of my must-watch list. Recent Solomon King, I still need to watch the entire film. It's one that I have appreciated watching the process on, but the partner labels have kind of been where my mind is at over this last year. They put out some incredible titles. And as you all know, that's one of the best parts of subscribing is when you are a subscriber, you get all of the partner label releases at sale price upon release. So day one, partner label title goes up. You can get it for some of them are I think the cheapest ones have been around $17.49. And then going up to, box sets are going to be more, obviously. But the standard ones, they usually max out around $22.99. So great deal, especially because you can get all the slipcovers. And these are much more likely to sell out quickly before the sale than the regular Vinegar Syndrome titles because they're printing like 6 and 7 of most of those, 6 and 7,000, of course. Let's see. Joey, when I brought up Cat 3, said Category 3 like Devil Fetus. Yes. I don't think it will be Devil Fetus, but they are putting out a Hong Kong Category 3 box set in January. Joe Dad hoping for Italian or 70s 80s American horror. What is the best way to say this without sounding privileged? I happen to know a couple things that are coming from Vinegar Syndrome this year, and at least one will make you happy. Let's see. Daniel is going for the spooky slip, and Agfa is going to have something. Also, the $10 stuff. That's something that we're going to get into with Celeste. And speaking of, let's bring them on. Here is Celeste de la Cabra. Celeste, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing? I apologize for my tardiness. I actually had to set up a few new things on the fly, and I think I got it all working good. I got a new ring light. I got my webcam set up. How's the microphone sounding, by the way? If I need to adjust it, let me know.
It sounds like it's not being used.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you click on settings at the bottom and go to audio, I think you should be able to change that over. It sounds like it's just the computer, but that's okay. Well, I'm going to get through some more of these comments while you work on that. That sounded a little better, maybe. Joey, my Cat 3 box set, Seeding of a Ghost Devil Fetus. Yes. And the devil. Nice. I love the purple aesthetic. I've said that before, but it fits you very well.
Thank you. I agree. It's my favorite color, and we got it going. So
nice. So one of the big things is Celeste and myself were both subscribers in 2022, and one of the things that I want to ask is, how do you feel about that? How'd you feel about 2022 as a whole? Do you think it was a good choice? And I mean, the main choice, will you be subscribing for 2023?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I will be. I pretty much decided that, I don't know, it didn't take long. It took like a month or two into my subscription before I was like, this kind of kicks ass, and I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Yep.
And I absolutely think the last one was worth it. I'm actually, hopefully today I'll have time to do it. I wanted to make a video kind of outlining how my subscription went and really getting down into the math of whether or not it was worth it, and whether or not that would be worth it for other people. Kind of similar to the video you already did, but I wanted to kind of get into the real specifics of my subscription. But your video was the inspiration, honestly. So, but we'll see. But I think I bought enough partner label titles with the $8 coupon that it paid for itself. So we'll see.
That was something we literally just talked about, and that's with the discount on VSUs, VSPs, VSAs, and now they're adding whatever this VSL line is going to turn out to be. You get all of those at the sale price, and on top of that, all of the partner labels. And I don't know about you, 2022 for me was like the year for partner labels. I feel like that got most of my attention this year. And now you're muted.
Absolutely. I've been telling people, like, sorry, I'm a little frazzled. I kind of just woke up.
Yeah, I get that.
I've been telling people don't sleep on the partner label titles. Like, I think we talked about this in the Discord a little bit. I think for my money, that was the most interesting and coolest thing that happened in physical media 2022 was all those partner labels.
Right.
Just the care that they put into all of them and the absolute diversity of it. It's actually kind of a problem for me because I'm interested in most of it. And so there's only so much money for me, and so much time. But,
Right.
There's certain labels specifically that I think do work that caters to my taste more specifically. But there has not been a single month where there isn't anything for me. There's always at least a few. And, it's a problem.
So that's a good question. Which partner labels are you super hot
on? Altered Innocence, and Fun City's pretty good too. I really like them.
Oh yeah.
Canadian International Pictures has a lot for me. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting one? Like I feel like there's one that's like my favorite, and I feel like I'm forgetting them. I like VHS Hitfest a lot, honestly. Yep. They've been fun. Like they've been. I haven't watched Satan's Menagerie yet, but the first two were 2 for 2 for me, so I really enjoyed that.
The Corn Shucker. Oh my god!
I loved that.
It was such a wild experience. And from what I hear from Mr. Dan Kinham at VHS Hitfest, it is going to be an incredible year from them. The fifth title that they're doing is supposed to be full of wild martial arts mixed with some other things, and I just can't wait to see what they bring out. I'm also a big fan of AGFA. Deaf Crocodile's big for me, and then some of the ones that focus on some of the indie modern stuff, like Yellow Veil is great. Utopia has put out some bangers of documentaries over the last couple of years. I'm very curious to see what else is coming around, and of course, there are currently lots of rumors about Fun City Editions. So I'm going to highlight this. Fun City Editions has had a lot of their titles on the going out of print list, and people are speculating: are they going to break out and do their own thing, kind of like Terror Vision did? I'm curious, does that change your opinion on the output at all, or about subscribing? Because one of your favorite labels could be not a part of it.
No, really not at all. Like how many?
Same.
Like most of the Fun City titles I bought were on sale. Like during the Black Friday sale. Right. I did buy some of their newer ones for sure. I don't know. It doesn't even make up like 25% of the partner label titles that I bought. So it would be a bummer. But, maybe they have their own subscription service, and then I would do that.
Yeah, so, it would not surprise me. They seem to have gotten a lot of pedigree over the last year and kind of got a lot of steam. I mean, a lot of their titles are showing up on, like, year-end lists across a lot of the big, like, Mondo Digital does one, and especially, like, Heartbreakers is getting a lot of attention this year. But, yeah, Fun City is great, and the other thing that we mentioned right before you came on here, we're getting another partner label today getting announced, and that will bring us
that's exciting.
back up to 21 partner labels. That's an insane number, and for a lot of people it's overwhelming. However, I think it's great. I think that we get more hands on film and more films in people's eyelids, and that's really what's important here.
Yeah, for sure. My favorite Fun City edition released this year was Natural Enemies. I think that film was astonishing. Just so good, and I'm so glad that they rescued it from obscurity and did a nice job with it. I just thought it was really something else. Check that one out.
I saw a lot of people tongue-in-cheek recommending that as like watch this on Christmas with your father.
It might make you appreciate your relationship better.
Yep.
So
this is true.
It could be good.
Oh, that's one that I forgot. Skolder just brought up Gunpowder and Sky. They've done a lot of really good restorations on their stuff.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, their titles don't always appeal to me, but I just really love what they do on principle, which is they seem to take a lot of the streaming only stuff and finally put that stuff on disc. And that is like really just doing the Lord's work, honestly. Like it's highly appreciated.
This is true. So let's get into something that we have concrete information for. I'm going to share one of the posts that I had put up previously that they showed us what would be coming in 2023. And just to read this for everybody, it says, here's an exclusive taste of what we have in store for 2023. In January, we'll be delving back into Category 3 horror with a box set featuring a trio of gruesome shockers, in addition to the UHD debut of an iconic 80s gore fest, a whacked out regional creature film, and one of the best exploitation horror hybrids to come out of the wilds of Mexican genre cinema, and it's been the talk of the VS office and the film we're most excited for. So I believe we kind of know the Mexican shocker title. I'm trying to remember the name of that real quick because
It's the one that had the teaser image, right?
yeah, it's that big green iconic angel looking thing that they've been sharing, and it's just be a little blunt. It's got the word rape or raping in the title,
Yeah.
I believe. I
Yeah.
can't remember exactly what it is, but some of these others. Do you have any speculation on what you might be getting here with the Cat 3 or the gruesome shocker UHD gore fest and everything else?
I really don't. I'm just here for the surprise. I'm always excited. I don't know. I'm not in the know enough on this shit to like really speculate about like
Right.
some obscure horror film from 1983 with less than 10 views on Letterboxd. You know what I mean? I'm not in like that, but I'm just always really excited to see it.
I am seeing a lot of guesses, primarily on the UHD debut of an iconic 80s gore fest. Now,
Yeah, that could be anything, really, you know?
looking at Vinegar Syndrome's copy over the last couple of years, when they are putting out something that another label has previously released, they very carefully choose their words. And specifically, when this says UHD debut,
Mhm.
this tells me it's probably a re-release of another film, something that went out of print from another label. And considering we are doing a lot of Scream Factory re-releasing over the last couple of years, I gotta kind of guess that this is probably something like a From Beyond, which I would love to see From Beyond on 4K. And it's one of my favorites. More Stuart Gordon on 4K is always appreciated, and it would be an incredible release for sure.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think the way they've worded it, it's not going to be like a lost title or something like that. It's definitely going to be like something somebody else has already put out, and hopefully one that's out of print, so that we can finally get that back into circulation and everything.
Right.
I think it's going to be a bigger title, like an Amityville Horror or something like that. You know, it's going to be one to get people talking.
Yeah, and with 80s Gore Fest, there's not a lot that we tend to think of as Gore Fest from the 80s that don't have big releases like this. So it would have to be something like a Reanimator or a From Beyond or something like that. But I don't see them putting out Reanimator themselves necessarily. I could see Arrow doing one of their fancy re-releases and putting out the exact same packaging they did for Reanimator with the 4K disc. And I believe that one's already kind of been teased as getting a 4K release in the near future. So
I think so too. And I think Arrow's going to do it. But I mean, you know, could be. Who knows?
Absolutely. Cat 3 horror. How big are you into the Cat 3 horror side?
I just watched what's it called?
Burning Paradise.
Burning Paradise. Yeah, you knew before I did. You're just on it. And that was amazing. I don't know if that was actually Cat 3. It certainly looked like it.
Right.
But that was so good. I don't know. I'm really into foreign films in general, and I'm really into, or maybe international films is a better word for it. And I'm just really into extreme cinema in general. So as much of that as I can get, I'll be happy.
Well, I know somebody that's involved in this release, even though I don't have any hints as to what is going to be in the box. So I'm very curious to see how this is received. Obviously, Cat 3's been big for a handful of labels over the last couple of years. 88 Films kind of really dove into it, and Vinegar Syndrome is right up there. We've even got a couple releases from Australia that I believe Umbrella did a couple of Cat 3 releases, but yeah, this is just something that people are really, really excited for recently, and I can't wait to see how the community dives in. And to start off the entire 2023 with a Cat 3 box set, I think is really indicative of a pretty strong year for them, because January, you would usually not necessarily put all of your weight or your heaviest titles in there. It would be like, oh, this is an interesting piece to start the year. So
yeah, I mean, I think especially since they're making this their big kickoff week and everything, I imagine that they wanted to really come out swinging and convince people like, hey, this is gonna rip. you might want to get in on this now.
Right.
I hope that doesn't mean we really taper off in February and March, but I'll be excited regardless to get like a banger ass month right out the gate.
Terry says, "Yikes! Forgot that the Mexican genre title is being announced today is getting it mixed up with the Mexico box set." Joey is guessing Evil Speak 4K. That's a fun one. Joe Dad, Texas Chainsaw 3. It'd be interesting. I don't know that Warner would give it up, but it'd be interesting. Master Chaos is here. What's going on?
Hey, Master Chaos. I watch your videos. Nice to see you here.
Okay, so that was January, and then for anybody else on the cusp of subscribing and considering it, in February we've got another blood-soaked delight from Hong Kong, along with this is one of my favorite words to use on this entire thing, along with a melty treat of American folk horror, in addition to the psychotic yet beautiful slice of Eastern European sci-fi. Now, they have not done a whole lot in sci-fi, so I'm curious to see how much that dives into the actual sci-fi side of things.
Yeah. Melty's a fun word.
It really is.
Both in the context of cuisine and in cinema, right? I mean, folk horror is like kind of my jam, so I'm really into it, and I'm excited for that.
Joey wants you to introduce who is behind you.
Okay, yes, I was looking for a good opportunity for that. This is my partner B.
Oh,
they'll be joining us for a second.
I'm just here for my coffee.
They can't hear you, unfortunately,
Yeah,
but
sorry.
they'll be hanging out and looking pretty, so it's all good, right?
That makes sense. Jeff loves him some sci-fi, so I know Jeff's excited. DC wants 4K Sleepaway Camp trilogy, but it appears that is likely not happening, especially because Scream Factory still has the rights to the blue for the first one at least.
That would be crazy if Scream Factory like gave that one up. I don't see that happening, but I mean,
on the other hand, Vinegar Syndrome could have rights just to the 4K and not the blue.
Yeah. I guess I'm saying I would be really shocked if Scream Factory didn't get on that ASAP and somehow slacked.
Yeah. Chris Silvestri says, "Could the 4K debut be Lord of Illusions?" I don't know if I would refer to that as a gore fest. It's possible, but yeah, that's another one that's out of print that I could see that being. Lord of Illusions is wild.
I've never seen it.
It's fun for sure. Just the Discs is here. What's going on? Reveals in less than an hour, almost at half an hour. Planet Mondo, what's up? Hungover as hell. Glad you guys are doing this, because otherwise my drunk ass would have completely forgot about it. Well, that's why we're here, for the people.
I'm totally sober and not hungover. I'm just a little bit sleepy and drinking my coffee.
I'm sleepy too.
We're here to keep you in check.
I wanted to go to bed at 9:00 last night. Moving to the next month, they gave us March. March is shaping up to offer a box set celebrating one of Mexico's most acclaimed genre film directors, including new 4K restorations of some of his most iconic works, along with UHDs of a late 90s indie shocker and an 80s Italian American gore fest. There's a lot of 4K gore fest coming the rest of this year.
A lot of red HDR coming our way.
Hopefully not too bad. Hopefully we see that improved a little bit. But obviously this one, a lot of people are speculating this is going to be the next Cardona box set, finally getting some of that revamped after the death of Cardona and what they were working on at the time. I would be, at least fairly happy to see some of his stuff get finished so that can just get off of the back burner for them. Let's see. Planet Mondo, is that Cat 3 box set getting revealed this week? Yes, here in 35 minutes. Joey says they already did the Galindo trilogy. Yes, I know that we've got, there were supposed to be 3 Cardona box sets, and that's why they had the magnets set up inside there. So we'll see. Ragnar, I want something that's not known. Underground, leave the main titles for the studios. The hard part is you got to kind of do both, because the studios are not going to put out a lot of the big titles that we view as big titles. They don't care about stuff like From Beyond or Sleepaway Camp necessarily. So I hope we get some underground stuff, but we're probably going to keep seeing some of the mainstream titles as well. Go ahead.
I'm a fan of when they put out the quote unquote mainstream titles. Like, they're not even that big, but honestly, like, it's good because, like, I trust them to do a good job with it, much better than whatever studio is gonna do it or would have done it.
Right.
I know their transfer is going to be better. I know their packaging and special features are going to be better, and also like the only reason they can do all those smaller titles is because they have the money for it, and that's what those bigger titles are for. Like they help fund all the rest of it. I don't like if there was a risk that Vinegar Syndrome was like never going to do underground stuff again, and they just kind of turned into a Scream Factory or something. That would be cause for concern, but I don't
Agreed.
see that ever happening. At least not this year. So I think we're okay.
That's true. Let's see. We got a question. Joey Andrews says, Night of the Bloody Apes. If it's the same one we're talking about, the Video Nasty, that is just recently put out on Blu-ray from, I think it was VCI. So I would guess it would probably not be that one. Chris says, so glad they did Roadhouse, and Rock Chudson like what you said there. Yeah, it's a good thing because not only do we get a better packaging, but I mean that's only a small part of a lot of these releases for me. The big thing is a studio's not going to put the amount of extras. Like Amityville Horror is probably the best example of this. We got new extras plus pretty much all of the archival extras for that film on this release, and a studio release of that would either have nothing or just the stuff that they made in the past, and it would probably be in less quality. So it is always nice to see these coming out that are like fully loaded, ready to go. Got my video yesterday that I did the best extras package. Like this again, just because it's near me. This Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 release, the number of extras on here, it's so small print because they needed to fit everything that it's overwhelming. It is absolutely ridiculous.
When I did my reaction to that, I was like, I'm not reading all that, but it's a lot if you're into it, you know. I'm just glad that the fans of these films get really great treatments for them, and I'm noticing a lot of people like who were previously not like this was not on their radar at all. They're like, oh, so this is the level of quality I can expect, right. And they're getting more intrigued by the to take a chance on the unknown stuff, you know.
And I think one of the things that I'm seeing more of from recent time, at least, people that are finding a Blu-ray release that was put out by a partner label, and because of that, they're stumbling onto the Vinegar Syndrome website and going, oh, holy shit, there's like 1,000 titles here that I can choose from, and everybody under the sun is getting brand new releases on all these films, and it's great. Yeah, so I think that the more new faces it brings, it'll be great for everybody. Rest of the year, wanted to read this before we came away from this page. The rest of the year will bring disc, including several Blu-ray and 4K debuts of plentiful slasher rarities, some of which have never legally made it off of tape, plus more 70s and 80s exploitation and horror, both from the US and Europe, more regional weirdness, as they always do, more Hong Kong action and horror, and of course, more Jolly. Plus, this is the big deal. In honor of our 10th anniversary, we're working on an epic box set that will speak both to the origins and history of Vinegar Syndrome and champion the type of way out forgotten films that we were founded on releasing.
That sounds dope.
It really does. And I'm very curious when they're going to reveal that. My gut tells me it'll probably be at the halfway sale, somewhere around there, that they're going to bring out this giant thing. Either that or it'll be a Black Friday sale.
I was thinking a Black Friday thing. But question for you, since you know even more about this than I do. Have they done like a really, really big box set before, like on the level of a Ray Dennis Deckler or like a Ingmar Bergman box or something like that? Because I'm thinking that's what that might be, and that would be really exciting if we could get like a really comprehensive big box set from them, you know?
Yeah, I would not be surprised if they did that for some of these. And one of the things that I was thinking when I first read this is they've really hit hard, especially on the adult side of things, at some of these stars that were very iconic in their roles, like a Kay Parker or even like Wakefield Pool. They put out a lot of Wakefield Pool titles, and now most of them didn't get Blu-ray releases. So I could see them putting out like a box set of one of these old adult films, adult film stars or directors that they aligned with in the first handful of years, and try to be a little more all-encompassing of their releases and make them like Blu-ray debuts. That would be pretty great for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be great.
Lots of stuff that they could do. Lots more to look forward to. Let me check in with the comments. Skolder says, studios would probably release those bare bones. Yes.
It's
Ragnar, you really can't say that they were doing small. You really can't say that they were doing small titles for years without a problem. They just recently got into the bigger titles, so they did fine just doing little titles. I mean, you could make arguments on both sides. I understand what you're saying. They survived doing the small titles, but even when they were primarily releasing, 85% of their catalog was DVD only for the first couple years. They, it's not like these were getting print runs of 12,000 limited edition titles like we're getting nowadays. I think some things have changed quite a little bit in the last 10 years for Vinegar Syndrome. So surviving and thriving, I would look at as the main difference there.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Jeff, the more studios see what boutiques can do, the more mainstream releases we can get, which will enable the labels to do underground releases. Exactly. And Vinegar Syndrome has never stopped. Even 2022 saw a lot of underground releases that many people loved, some that people did not love so much. I know that there were a handful of titles that people were like, why are they putting this out? The Birds 2 comes to mind. That what was the title?
I love that release. Just for the
I
record,
did too.
I think it's great.
The caveman one, was that Master of None?
Master of the Universe?
Is that what it, I never remember what it was called.
I don't know either, honestly.
I didn't love that one. That's probably the one I liked the least this year. Let me see. I hate vamping like this. Master of the World. That's what it is.
Oh, close.
Yeah, that's a film that a lot of people would not have ever sought out. So the fact that it got a release is kind of a big deal. But yeah, they've done that for a lot of films over the last year. Let's see. DC says not subscribing. Roadhouse is a good movie, but for crying out loud, it's on TV almost every weekend. Yeah, sure. Without 4K, and I don't have TV anymore. And on top of that, there's not a ton of extras, and with the book and everything else,
I don't think there's going to be any extras on cable.
Nothing at all.
I mean, come on.
Let's see. Ragnar, off topic, but did you read the Mondo newsletter? Pre-orders for Halloween are going to be later than expected, and they're possibly not doing another UHD this year. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that next Thursday in a lot of detail for sure. Thanks, Gideon and Terry. See, you guys are on the ball. Appreciate that. Planet Mondo, I bought Master of the World, and it was one of the most boring movies I've ever attempted to sit through.
I heard it was bad.
All right.
Never yet, but
the next big thing. What are some Vinegar Syndrome adjacent titles that you would like to see that you know personally? Not that you know are coming or anything like that. Just that you know that you've seen or that you would like or that you speculated internally about for you.
When you ask me that question, most of the things that come to mind, I'm like, oh, one of the partner labels would be great for this. I saw a film that came out in theaters like in 2021 or 2022, something like that. It was called Gaia, Gaia, and it does not have a Blu-ray release. It just has a DVD. And I thought it was so good and so unique, and I would really love to own it on Blu-ray. But I think Neon has it, but they didn't put it out on Blu-ray. And I was just like, that would be a good one for a partner label to take a risk on. I don't know how well that would work, but shoot, there was another one I was thinking. Pink Narcissus. If Altered Innocence could put that out, that just seems like it would be right up their wheelhouse. It would go over really well. In terms of Vinegar
projection booth,
okay, good. Somebody else saw it.
KB's here. What's going on, KB?
We love KB.
One thing I wanted to share, one of my patrons, by the way, link in the description below, if you ever want to come a part of that. We do a lot of great discussions on stuff like this, and this is a discussion that came from the Patreon specifically. One of my patrons shared this spreadsheet, and I wanted to show people exactly what subscribing would mean in 2022 if you wanted to break it out by the dollar. So they determined that if you look at the MSRP of all of the releases that subscribers got only as part of their subscription, this is not including any of the discounts whatsoever, they got a total of $1,916. Obviously, nobody is paying that. But the regular price, that if you were to buy it on announcement day, you didn't get any of these at the 6-month sale price, was a total of $1,326. So already a lot less than MSRP, so it seems like it would be less of a good deal. But the subscription cost for last year was $895, which means you are theoretically getting, first of all of the slipcover variants, all of the limited titles on release every single month. That's a big deal. You're getting your stuff, you're getting priority shipping every single month that it comes out. You're going to be the first ones to get it. But the big thing is that because it was, $430 less, you're getting a huge chunk of films literally for free just as part of the subscription if you were going to get a lot of them anyways. So the big thing to say is if you like even about 60% of the films that Vinegar Syndrome puts out, you're paying about full price for them, and everything else is just bonus. And when you break it down for the dollar, you can go out and sell the ones that you don't like if that's what you're going to do. But then, just like Celeste and I said earlier, on top of all of that, you get discounts on all of the other sub-labels, all of the partner labels, everything else that Vinegar Syndrome puts out. And it's remarkable how quickly, if you are enjoying those other films, that this can almost or fully pay for itself.
Yeah, for sure. If you have any experience selling on eBay, like every title I've put up that I didn't like for my subscription, it did not take long for it to sell. And in every instance, I either made my money back or made a little bit more on top of that, which, is not something I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to like monetize this thing or whatever, but like, it goes a long way towards paying off for the rest of them. And I don't know, to me, this is like, I always say this, if you have the money and if you are interested in even half of the stuff that you see on their site, it's like a no-brainer to me.
Andrew says, I've been a sub since May of 2019. Looking forward to renewing my sub in 30 minutes. Nice. Joey asking, why can't they do a box set of the most requested movies not on Blu-ray, like The Keep, Hello, Mary Lou, Prom Night 2, and Blood Beach? There's a reason. I mean, just the easiest way to say this, it's not like labels don't know about those titles. They know exactly about those titles. There are a reason that they can't put them out. If they could, I guarantee you most of the labels would have jumped on any of those films already. The Keep is notorious for not having good elements. It's probably never going to properly be on Blu-ray. Hello, Mary Lou has rights that are all over the place. So is Blood Beach. It's difficult. Chris would love for them to release the rest of the Vice Academies this year. That'd be nice. Andrew wants to see Body Count from Diodato, Psycho Cop, and Blood Beach. Yeah, that would be nice. The sub made more sense to me when movies were limited and sold out. I mean, I'd rather them not be limited, to be honest. But either way, you're getting them at the sales price on day one. So it makes sense to me. Would more subscribe if they had fewer amounts available? I would hope not. I mean, that's an odd thing, because one of the parts of doing this is that they are able to get an influx of money to be able to license titles for the following years. So making them limited is just decreasing. I mean, especially if they're able to sell them, they should. But I don't know. Let's see.
I guess maybe it would the FOMO might kick in, but I agree with you. It's like basically a fundraising thing, right? So that wouldn't make sense to me.
Right. The big thing is you can figure out the sales prices right now, because it's exactly half of MSRP. So when you look at that 1906, I mean, it doesn't take long to find out that would be pretty much exactly what the sub cost was last year. You're getting them all at sales price, and it is very, very interesting when you look at it like that, because you're getting them on release date every single month, and that's not shocking at all.
I have an off-topic question for you.
Shoot.
Slightly. I tried to watch The Keep this month on the Criterion channel because it was leaving, and everyone was saying that, like, oh, this is real hard to come by. And it was in so bad quality, I couldn't finish it. I got maybe 30 minutes in, and me and Avery were just like, no, I can't do this. I can't even tell what's happening. Is there I mean, obviously it's not on Blu-ray, but just a decent way to watch this movie so I could at least have seen it? Like, it was so bad.
That Criterion scan is the best scan.
Oh my god!
And that's why I said it's notorious for having such a bad scan, because there is a DVD that's out there. I believe Australia's had a couple releases of it, and even I think they did an upscaled version of that terrible DVD to something else. And yeah, it's a lot, and it's not great.
I watched it on my projector, my 4K projector, and now I never ever say this or do this, but it might be better to watch it on a smaller screen.
Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, this is right. DC says licensing. Most of the time, it's licensing for sure. Joey wants to know, how much does it even cost to get the rights to a movie? And this is not something that any of us can answer unless you're going to ask about a specific film, because there have been labels even on my channel that have come out and talked about some of the cost, and they've gotten literally a film for free to be able to put it out, all the way up to some of the films can get like $100,000 just to put out a crappy Blu-ray, and then they also control everything that you put on the disc still on top of that. So there's a lot that goes into it for sure. It's a mess.
Yeah, I mean, overall. I think it's just up to whoever holds the rights, right? Like at that point, you can name your price, and if people buy it, they will, and if they don't, they won't. You know what I mean? It's I don't think that there's a MSRP out there for licensing a film or something like that.
Nope, and that's why Dawn of the Dead is still not on Blu-ray in the U.S. It's because Rubenstein wants a licensing fee that is exorbitant to the point of like almost extortion.
Yeah.
I love that as I'm saying that, Jeff is commenting that.
So like an eBay flipper, but for entire licenses or something.
Exactly. Which is ridiculous because it holds a film ransom for an entire country.
It sucks. It sucks. I think there should be, well, we don't need to get into politics, but I think there should probably be a law about public domain if like legal access is being denied or something like that.
Yeah. That makes sense. So yeah, again, the spreadsheet, it does show, breaking down the cost, that if you look at the MSRP, the sub cost is generally going to be about the sales price for everything, and you get it on release date. And that's why it makes it worthwhile, because you are getting the partner labels, the VSUs, VSPs, VSAs, VSLs, all of that. You have to get those at sales price, or not you have to, you can get them at sales price if you are a subscriber. So that makes that a win for every single category. Let's see. Chris wants to know, do I have to re-enter my info if I don't resubscribe? I'm planning on placing an order today, but I'm not sure if I will subscribe again today. It depends. If you go to purchase today and you're not a subscriber, you will have to pay for shipping unless something qualifies for free shipping. And if you subscribe later in the week, it will likely... I think they said they're combining the sales order, so I don't know how that would work. You might not get discounts if you get stuff today. That's the only main thing. So your actual information should be attached to your account, but that's it. How come no one ever upgraded the Night of the Living Dead 1990 remake? Feel like that's a title Scream would put out. Well, it's got a couple Blu-rays globally. It's not one that has gotten a 4K for sure. In fact, there's a couple really nice looking German media books. Eric is here. What's going on? Was that running till catching up with the Jeremy Long? Yeah, that was a long episode for sure. All right, we've got 15 minutes left. We've talked about the subscription cost, why it's worth it in our opinion. We've talked about what they have coming out the rest of this year. And it's probably time to start bringing up the website to just wait and count down. But are there any other remaining questions or speculation people want to know about? First of all, I guess, what are we getting today? We're getting a VSU, a VSL, and I am going to bring up my... I did not mean to re-add that. I'm going to bring up my Instagram again so we can talk about the announcements that they had about the subscriber week, so that we can go over that.
I'm so excited for the VSL. That sounds
I really
so
want to
dope.
know what it is.
Okay, so they said a place and a time that we've never covered before. Okay, so that tells me it's going to be in some really obscure countries, which is awesome. And that tells me that it's going to be older films, like black and white stuff. Like, that's my jam.
Potentially.
You know? I'd be so excited if they put out like a fucking, I don't know, Indonesian black and white horror film from somewhere. I don't even know. It'd be amazing. I'm just excited about it.
Question from Stefano. Any thoughts on why other labels don't have subscriptions available? Well, first off, there's a couple that do. TerraVision just started one, and Radiance kind of historically announced one earlier this year that they did for 3 full years. For those that remember, Arrow did one at the very beginning that was like the first 2 or 5 years of their company, which was wild. But yeah, there's a couple others that do it. Quite famously, Severin has come out many times and said, we are kind of flying by the seat of our pants, and we could not put an actual value on it ahead of time, so we can't do it. With Vinegar Syndrome, they're such an operation that these things are planned for like 18 months ahead of time, which is why they didn't have to slow down all that much during the pandemic. So there's a lot that goes into it. Let's see. Anthony wants to know, can we see Celeste cats?
I can't believe my cats are getting a request for an appearance. They're such a pain, but they are beautiful and wonderful, and I love them very much. Here's the thing. I have the door closed. I don't let my cats in here when I'm streaming because they're such menaces. And there's actually a cat hammock right in front of me, right behind my blackout curtain. So what they like to do is this fun thing where I put the hammock down so that none of the light leaks through, but they don't understand that. So they're constantly like pawing at it, like, hey, where's my hammock? I want my hammock. And then the light goes through. But you know what? Just for you, I'm going to open the door. And should they come in, they'll come in and you'll get to see them. So I will be right back.
All right, let's go into our schedule for this week, because that was a big thing. Today, we are getting 4 regular Vinegar Syndrome titles and a VSU, plus 9 partner label releases, and one of those will be from a brand new partner. Tomorrow, we are getting a VSA. On Tuesday, we are getting our first VSL title. Then on Wednesday, we get a Peakorama. Thursday is merch day. Friday is another VSL release. And then Saturday is a VSA. There is so much coming out this week. It is ridiculous that they're doing...
Right, he got one immediately, and he did exactly the thing I said he was going to do. He's looking for the hammock. That's big wig.
That was hilarious.
Come here, Pluto. You want to say hi? Look,
let's see.
They're menaces. Say hi, Pluto.
KB, if you see in the comments below, Eric is the one that made that spreadsheet.
This is why he immediately kicked the webcam.
That's amazing. Let's see. Joey says the Queen of Black Magic. That's a possibility. Staffino is a Radiant subscriber. Nice. Unreal Fan. I so badly want someone to release the Taiwanese Insanity Wolf Devil Woman on Blu-ray with the proper sub. Nice. I feel like that would be dog-eared maybe for like a decalog or something. DC, wasn't there a Mexican Spider-Man film back in the day? Could that fall under sci-fi? I think it was Spider-Man by name only and had a lot more sci-fi to it. If I remember the film you're talking about, yeah, it potentially could. But in fact, the sci-fi thing, I believe it said Eastern European sci-fi. And you would have to really bend definitions of Eastern and European to get to Mexico. Let's see. Could they release an anime film in 4K like Wicked City? I mean, I don't know if something would stop them, but I believe somebody else owns the rights to that one already. The Hobbit is here, and Dave's here. What's going on? Anthony is very excited that you shared the cats.
Well, it's a bit of a nightmare, but I'm excited too. They'll be glad to know they have fans.
So we went over the schedule, and we also have to go through and define VSL because we are getting 2 of those for this week. And as Celeste alluded to earlier, they really only gave us a small hint of what this is going to be. And essentially, this is called VS Labs, and they are serving this as a kind of testing area for releasing genres and eras of film that one might not immediately expect to come from Vinegar Syndrome. Now, I don't know exactly what to think about this one because they've released things like Resurrection from Christopher Lambert, and a lot of people looked at that and said, wow, that's way too new. Why are they putting that out? So it could be something like that. They also said that it was going to be a different era. So is it just potentially like, hey, the oldest Vinegar Syndrome film is from this year, so it's going to be from older than that? Could be. I'm curious to see what it's going to be, but we're going to have to wait a couple days to see on the first VSL. Ragnar says, do you think they'll have add to existing order all week like they do during the normal weekend sales? The sale literally is like 7 days. Yes, I believe that has been confirmed, because obviously it would be a little awkward if you made a purchase today. They want you to continue coming back all week long and just keep throwing it in there. And this doesn't really cost them all that much if you just continue to buy from them. So marketing would say it would be the best choice to do that.
I can't believe they're the only site that does this, to my knowledge. I think maybe Severin did it for a second too, but like, this is such a genius idea that I'm shocked it hasn't caught on.
Yeah, Severin did it for 1 or 2 sales the exact same way Vinegar Syndrome did, and then this last sale, the way they did it was just kind of a cluster. I don't understand how you launch a sale that you want to get all these people to, and you make people repay for shipping every time, but your system automatically refunds them.
Weird. Yeah.
Poor choice. Yeah. So just a reminder, every single day until next Saturday, this entire first week, 12:01 p.m. Eastern, which means 11 a.m. Central and 9 a.m. Pacific, you are able to jump on Vinegar Syndrome and see something new every single day. We're going to get 2 VSAs, a VSU, 2 VSLs, a Picorama, and a bunch new merch. There's just a lot here. And the biggest thing is, if you are on the fence about subscribing or thinking of subscribing or 100% subscribing, make sure you do that before you do all these other things so that you can actually have the discount in place on those other titles. And that means likely checking out for the subscription and then re-logging in and getting something else if you want to do it that day, because it's not going to be in place unless the system sees that you are currently a subscriber. And if you're paying for it, that's not current, obviously. The last thing that I think we needed to highlight is that also every day at 12:01 Eastern, they are going to have 10 items that are going to be on sale for $10 each.
Yeah.
And when they first announced that, they said that it will include things like VSUs, VSPs, and other releases. So it begs the question, how many of these are going to be available? The answer is probably not too many. They're not going to be able to sell 3,000 VSUs at $10. They would lose a ton of money. So if you're wanting those $10 titles every day, you're going to want to get those pretty much immediately. And
Yeah.
I would jump on those quick.
Might need to set a calendar reminder or something. I imagine it's not going to last long, especially if they put decent stuff up there, you know, I mean, yeah, those titles that you were talking about, I can't believe that stuff is included. I kind of just assumed it would be standard editions only.
Right.
I guess we'll see.
I imagine every day there's going to be a couple that are like old drive-in double features DVDs or something that are $13 during the sale. So if you get it, it's not a huge discount now, but that's only going to be a small portion of it. I imagine they'll do some merch thrown in around there. They even said, I think some partner labels might be included.
Yeah,
So
I think so. I'm really excited.
there is a lot in here that I would love to see. First of all, just sell out of some limited editions. There's stuff that's been there for a long time. And the biggest thing, and I know that we're like 6 minutes away, so I'm going to say this with a grain of salt, but also don't kill yourself over this. If you can't afford it, don't go hog wild. Subscribing is a lot of money. It's a big investment. And this is by definition, like, genius marketing, and it makes people super crazy over it. I mean, we're sitting here just hyping it up for an hour, and we're going to discuss it for like an hour afterwards. So I understand that that's what they're doing. And the biggest thing is they get a ton of traffic from this. Vinegar Syndrome is always on boutique collectors' minds all year long. And I like that, and I like the films that they put out, but I also know that this is a huge point of privilege for people to buy these or be a subscriber or what have you. There's a lot that comes with that, of course.
Yep. I'm only going to be able to do it because of PayPal. Pay in 12, I think, is what I'm going to go for. I really hope they let me, because I don't really have a backup plan.
Pay in 12 years.
Yeah, 12 years.
DC, Is today the day that the man with the severed arm finally sells out? I hope so. Come on. David says subscribing is fun, but not worth it. Distraction from other labels and releases I would normally buy. Yeah, depends on the person for sure.
I will say that is true. I feel like I've put a lot of my time and energy into thinking about watching and just processing Vinegar Syndrome releases at the expense of other things.
Right.
And I enjoy it, so it's okay. But I do think sometimes I feel like all I watch is Vinegar Syndrome just to make it worth it. Because if I get it all in the mail and I don't watch it, that's a problem.
Right.
But it's always a balance that you got to kind of figure out.
Absolutely. Red Blake, which, by the way, Red Blake, thank you. He's the newest patron for the channel. He says 10 titles for $10 each day. Sounds like I'm on the hook for $100 a day. Happy New Year, by the way. Thanks. Yeah, it is a really interesting way to bring people in. And again, if you are after those $10 titles, you're going to have to do some of them quickly. And I'm really curious about some of them. Like if they actually put out, I don't know, like Six String Samurai would make the most sense to me. I know that overall for the VSUs, that's the one that's undersold the most. How many can they genuinely afford to sell at $10? Because if they put up 30 of them, even people that wouldn't be interested in that, seeing a VSU at $10 is like, that's very cheap. And I'm sure they jump on it.
I would imagine they only did it. They would only do it if they've already broken even on it or made some money on it, and they can afford to, entice people with essentially a free one.
That's true. And yeah, I'm sure it's not going to be like a Roadhouse or anything like that, but very curious to see how they're going to do this. Quiet Rob says, I would consider Severed Arm selling out today as my birthday present. Love that movie. Happy birthday, Quiet Rob.
Happy birthday.
Kobe fan says, I can't remember how long I've been a sub, but here I am doing it again. I was trying to think of that earlier because I can't remember the first year that I actually subbed. It has been, God, I think it was like 2017 or 18 at this point.
Real quick, Anthony, I see you're cooking vegan ramen. Shout out vegan gang. What kind of vegan ramen do you make? Because I have a few that I like, but I'm curious which one you're making.
Wave says, good morning, lovely people. Does the app have Apple Pay? Not sure. What are you looking for today on the sale?
I don't know, actually, if it has Apple Pay. I imagine you'd have to do... I don't know, to be honest.
I've been kind of turned away from the app because I have an iPhone and they don't... I don't know if it's the same for Android, but they're not usually allowed to show the adult titles, which is ridiculous.
Oh, that's silly. The reason I don't use it is because it doesn't show how many are left in stock, which is like almost always why I'm checking. So,
That makes sense. All right, we are down to less than 2 minutes, and so much to get here. Just a reminder, as what they're showing us on this site, relaunching with Subscriber Week beginning. And this is why we've been talking about this. Your only chance to become a subscriber in 2023. That alone makes it sound like they're not going to do the halfway subscription this year, which I don't know why, but that seems like a bad choice to me.
I agree. Here's what I was thinking. It says your only chance to become a subscriber in 2023. I mean, that wording is kind of specific, but the way I read that at first was like, this is your one chance to be a subscriber for all of 2023,
right?
As opposed to another chance to do it in the second half. I can't imagine that they would do, because that was the only reason I did it at all. Because, I wanted to try it essentially with the halfway. And then I was like, this is dope. I'm ready. I'm all in for the full year,
Right.
I don't know, maybe, I mean, they would know better than me if it's a problem for them or whatever.
This is true. We're at 45 seconds. 10 brand new Vinegar Syndrome and sub-label releases. The full Vinegar Syndrome catalog will finally return, so people can stop resorting to eBay for some of these titles.
Yeah, really.
Limited stock of out-of-print slipcovers and boxes will be available. We didn't touch on this. Maybe I should do that quickly. Don't Panic, Fade to Black, Spookies, Dolly Dearest, Grave Robbers, the Thriller box set with the 2 slipcovers and all that. Scanner Cop 1-2 with the 2 slipcovers, Grave Secrets, VSA, Sweet Sugar, and some additional Vinegar Syndrome and partner labels that were out of print. They found some in the warehouse, so if you want those, go for those quick. But it looks like we are finally about to launch, and I am stoked, just as all you are.
Oh boy, I might check out for a second just because I gotta actually buy it.
All right, we got a subscription. VSU is Sidekicks, what has been hinted at for quite some time. Vinegar Syndrome 4K release of From Beyond. Vinegar Syndrome release of Infernal Rapist, Vinegar Syndrome release of Frostbiter, and Vinegar Syndrome Made in Hong Kong Volume 1. And this is going to include The Demon's Baby, Erotic Nightmare, and The Deadly Camp. Fantastic. Let's jump into some of these and take a deep dive. 2023 subscription, it is here. And let's see if they give us any other hints about what is coming. We've got the current releases that we have up there. And then, not to be outdone, the UHD debut of Student Gordon's 4K is the year rolls on. Look out for the Blu-ray debut of regional chillers like Curse of the Blue Lights from 1985. Exclusive new restorations of 80s horror classic like the Devonsville Terror. Never on disc 70s drive-in favorites like Arnold from 1972, along with plentiful, jolly Mexican exploitation horror, our first ever Brazilian release. Wow. Never on disc slashers and much more. I know a friend of the channel, Angel, is going to love that. First ever Brazilian release. Also, this year marks our 10th anniversary, preparing a mega 10-film collection which brings together an array of exploitation insanity you never dreamed you could see. That is interesting wording. On the 4K front, we're upping our game even further with the killer assortment of films ranging from jolly to slashers to monsters to a notorious early Euro gore fest. Even more interesting. Let's see. As a sub, you'll not only get every single VS branded release at 50% off SRP, but your orders will ship before everyone else's. All subs will receive exclusive 50% off discounts on each and every title released by our sub labels. VSA, VSU, we've got some big ones coming. Interesting. VSL and VSP. And of course, there's Peakorama, which will continue to offer a wide array of rare, forgotten, underloved, and just plain weird smut from around the globe, including the star-studded and glamorous romantic drama Babe from 1981 and the hardcore action epic from Greece, The Mark, which will be making its fully uncut video debut. Interesting. Also interesting that they say every title released by our sub-labels excludes VHS releases, which tells me there is something coming VHS-wise this year. Very interesting. I am, seems like nobody's commenting all of a sudden because,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
everybody's shopping, not you.
Laser focus.
Trauma and Whatever It Takes, we're up for $10. Trauma's pretty good at $10. Let's see. Vinegar Syndrome, going out of print, limited edition, still in stock. Let's take a look at that. And, whoops, did not mean to click Infernal Rapist. Let's go oldest to new, see what we got in here. Anything that looks super rare? All right, 10 for $10. Last Gasp, Rush Week. Vinegar Syndrome, Mylin versus Serena. Good Luck, Miss Wyckoff for $10. Wow. Trauma for $10. Peakorama, Ladies Night and Her Wicked Ways. Green Jello Sucks Live for $10. Minor Premise for $10. Wow. The Catalog double feature for $10. These are some really great releases. That is an incredible price on some of these. Wow. I hope people are really jumping on that. Check the out of print restock section. Oh, did I skip? Right there. Hello. Out of print restocks. WNUF Halloween special. New York Ninja. Wow. They actually have quite a bit in here.
Okay, I did it. I am a 2023 subscriber.
Nice.
As of now. So in case anybody doesn't know this is the first time I tried to do it, the pay in 12 option includes fucking interest. So it would actually negate my coupon to do it that way. So I was like, no. And I did the pay in 4 instead. And most of it is going to hit this month. Whatever. I'll figure it out.
All right. I am going to look at the new partner label releases. Have not done that yet. We are getting Actual People from Factory 25. Is this the film? I think it is. Yeah, from 2022. Wow. Interesting. Attack of the Beast Creatures from AGFA. Brothers Keeper from Altered Innocence. The first VCR and cassettes go hi-fi from excuse me, from ETR Media. In Between Girl from Utopia. Canadian International Pictures is getting Kanasatake, 270 Years of Resistance. I have no idea if I said that correct. Lost Faith is coming from Saturn's Core. Undead from Umbrella Umbrella is the new partner label. What in the world?
Wow.
Interesting. So this says Umbrella Entertainment has been a 100% Australian-owned and operated distributor for over 20 years. Their vast home entertainment catalog features an extensive range of Australian classic, cult, and exploitation films restored under the eyes of the original filmmakers, all sourced from national archives, underground collectors, and local basements. Wow. That's a big name to bring in for that. And then the last one today, Yellow Veil is putting out When I Consume You. Gosh, there is just a lot here. Let's see. Confirmed subscriber from Manzerfaust Productions. By Fur, the Hobbit is a sub. Nice. Sidekicks is not included if you subscribe. You got to order that separately, but subscribe first. Let's see. Man, a lot of these are very cheap. Trauma is $3.57. What in the world? Is there a glitch? Skolder likes Undead quite a bit. All right, I'm going to deep dive into some of these sidekicks. We knew this was coming, but I don't really know that this fit some of the hints that they were giving about the VSU for a while. So this one is getting a 4K region-free Blu-ray set. Nice. 4K with HDR, and of course, they're not listing Dolby Vision because they don't use it. Newly scanned in 4K from the OCN. New commentary track with the director, Aaron Norris. Fan commentary track with Joe Begas and friends. That sounds fun. Butch on Sidekicks, an interview with the director, Aaron Norris. Interview with the producer, Don Carmody. Interview with the actress, Julia Nixon. Interview with the production designer, Ruben Freed. Interview with film editor, Bernard Weiser. The original trailer, 10-minute promo reel. 10-minute promo, geez. 40-page perfect bound book with essays by Chuck Norris's Facts creator, Ian Spector, and Justin LaLiberty. Nice. Very interesting release. I'm going to jump to From Beyond on 4K. Wow, that slip.
That's
and here is the back. Yeah. They really dove into the Lovecraftian coloring on that slip.
Mm-hmm.
Barbara Crampton, my favorite. Lovely movie. Glad we're getting that in 4K. This gets, wow, a lot of stuff here. 4K Region A locked Blu-ray set with HDR, newly scanned and restored in 4K from the OCN. Commentary with Stuart Gordon, the cast. Commentary with screenwriter Dennis Paoli. Resonator looking back at From Beyond, a brand new, thank you, making of documentary featuring interviews with Jeffrey Combs, Barbara Crampton, and Ken Foray. Wow. The screenwriter, Dennis Paoli, producer, Brian Usna, film editor, Lee Percy, composer, Richard Band, Foley artist. Wow, they went all in on that, and I am so happy with that. Everything else here, it looks like it is comprised of all of the previous archival features, which is great. The main thing looks to be that making of documentary.
I'm just looking at the OOP restocks right now. What?
There's a lot.
There's a lot. I'm a little overwhelmed, and there's a lot of stuff I already have, which is good. But there's a lot of stuff where I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I don't know. What do we feel like is the must grab from that section right now?
Let me see.
I know people are talking about Fade to Black a lot.
Yeah,
I don't actually know any. I don't know anything about it. Is it? I mean, I'm guessing it's good.
It is a wonderful movie, genuinely, like one of the best in the Vinegar Syndrome catalog.
Okay.
But the film itself wasn't out of print. It's just for the slipcover there.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Wow. They had the box set for the Amityville collection, and it sold out already. That's crazy. The Agfa Horror trailer show, I really like that release.
It's just trailers, right?
Yeah, but it's AGFA, and it's done in a way that they did it themselves, curated.
Yeah.
Let's see.
A lot of the stuff I'm clicking on, it's already gone. It might be moved by the time I make up my
Aaron
mind.
says a lot of things aren't showing sub discounts, such as VSU releases. Well, Aaron, I don't know if you know this. You only get a discount for the things released while you're a sub. So if you're looking back at the past VSUs, you do not get discounts on those unless you were a subscriber when they came out. And it's not like the Roadhouse VSU that came out. I was a subscriber when it was released, but I don't get a discount on it now. It's that period of discounts is over because I only paid for that year.
Can I go ahead and throw out some recommendations on this section?
Always.
I'm seeing some good stuff that I already have. Let's see. That WNUF Halloween special is awesome, and the slip is really cool. New York Ninja is really good. Thriller, obviously. Nightmare Weekend, I did not like, but that slip is amazing. So if you're like a slipcover enthusiast, or if you do like the movie, I recommend that. Morfin Caller from Fun City is amazing. Definitely get that. The Collar from Vinegar Syndrome. I love that movie a lot. I think it's great.
A good one.
Rebels of the Neon God. That film is amazing.
Really is.
Aribato. I love Aribato. We're all going to the World's Fair. Natural Enemies. I mean, there's a lot of great stuff here. I don't mean to overwhelm you all, but like, this is some good stuff.
Yeah.
Jack Frost is terrible, but that slip was going for a lot of money, so I don't know. Is it gone already? Yeah.
I don't think the slip was up. That film itself was out of print. So it's
just, really?
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Because MVD Rewind put that out.
Damn. Okay. Well, that explains why it's so fucking expensive on the resale market.
Inspector Ike has some of the slip back in stock, and that movie was amazing. I loved Inspector Ike. Heavy Trip is
great.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I love it. It's so good. In terms of heavy metal movies, it's among the better ones I've seen.
Some great comedy in there.
Yeah. Corn Shucker. Don't sleep on the Corn Shucker. Or In the Soup.
Wow.
In the Soup is amazing. Damn. Done already, huh? Rip.
Yep.
In the Soup, I imagine, is gone already. Because that thing sold out quick initially, too.
Nope, it's still there. They got 41 left.
Go get it. It's so good. It's amazing. Blood Hunter's fun. I'm thinking about Beauty Day. That's one I've had my eye on. I'm thinking about grabbing it.
Yeah.
The Oregonian I really like too. And it's got some fun artwork. I don't know. They just got a lot right now.
Yeah.
I would recommend.
All right. Going to dive into some more details on some of these new titles. The Made in Hong Kong Volume 1 set, which obviously implies there's going to be at least a Volume 2. We got The Demon's Baby. Legend has it many years ago, 5 evil spirits were trapped inside ornate jars and sealed in the mountains to protect humanity from destruction. However, when a power-hungry ruler searching for treasure raids the secret chamber that houses these jars, he brings them home to his 5 wives along with the other riches he uncovers. Unaware of the power contained in these jars, things take an unexpected turn when the jars are accidentally opened and the ruler's 5 wives all become impregnated with evil fetuses hungry for human flesh. It is up to the palace's cook, his secret girlfriend, and a local Taoist priest to stop these man-eating babies before they escape and destroy the world. Featuring an almost non-stop climax full of blood and mayhem, that is a lot to deliver on. The Demon's Baby is a high-energy horror film with a style and humor similar to Sam Raimi's best work. This Hong Kong splatterfest is a must-see for genre fans who think they have seen it all. Wow.
Damn.
Erotic Nightmare. Sexually frustrated due to his wife's medical condition, Yep finds himself preoccupied with dreaming about erotic encounters with beautiful women. Thanks to a chance encounter, Yep meets a modern-day sorcerer who promises to give him erotic dreams beyond his wildest imagination. Yep can't help but take up the man's intriguing proposition and at first is very satisfied with the arrangement. However, Yep soon discovers that these dreams come with a price and he must find a way to free himself of the sorcerer's spell before it's too late. A Appropriately titled, Erotic Nightmare is a Hong Kong shocker that is both equal parts sexploitation film as it is a horrific morality tale, featuring an excellent performance by Hong Kong legend Anthony Wong. Erotic Nightmare is sure to arouse the interest of any genre fan. So if you haven't seen Anthony Wong having erotic
pun.
dreams about other people, this is a good buy, it looks like.
I really like that wording, arouse the interest.
Yeah.
It's an excellent pun.
Wow. She-Mob has the slip back in stock. Nice.
Ugh. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm not doing my due diligence as co-host right now. I'm just so overwhelmed with everything.
You're good. The Deadly Camp. A group of friends take a boat to a remote island to camp out and party for a few days. After arriving on the island, they soon discover that the people they were there to meet seem to have gone missing. What's even more concerning is that the group of friends stumble across another group of campers who are also on the island to look for their missing friends too. After learning that the island is riddled with deadly traps, things take an even more extreme turn for the campers when they find themselves being stalked and killed by a bandaged maniac wielding a chainsaw. Oh boy. Unfairly labeled by many as the Hong Kong Friday the 13th, this is a true-to-life slasher film made with a Hong Kong flair. While borrowing heavily from many popular American horror films, The Deadly Camp still manages to stand on its own, thanks in part to a cast of young Hong Kong actors that ultimately leads to a hefty body count and a surprise ending. Wow.
It said unfairly compared to Friday the 13th, right?
Yes.
Is that a dig at Friday the 13th? Like, don't lower this film by comparing it to that.
It
I don't
possibly could be.
that. I mean, honestly, I kind of agree, but that's another topic for another day.
So some of the extras on this, we got Erotic Nightmare. The commentary track is with Sam frickin' Deegan. The Deadly Camp, there's a commentary track with The Hysteria Continues, hit or miss for me. Then a video essay about Anthony Wong, the Cat 3 King. That is by Sam Deegan and Charles Perks. Wow. The Demon's Baby.
Sam.
Yeah, lots of Sam.
We love Sam Deegan around here.
Oh, yeah. The Demon's Baby, a video essay by author and critic Alexandra Heller-Nicholas. Wow. And then finally, a 40-page perfect bound book with essays by Bruce Holacek, Erica Schultz, and an interview with actor Anthony Wong by Arnaud Lanouk. I mean, that seems like one of the best releases in Vinegar Syndrome history. That's crazy.
Yeah, wow. Wow. Okay, this is the one where I'm like, I don't know about this.
Infernal Rapist. So this is the front of the slip, and this is the back. I like that they use that imagery at least.
Okay.
I don't know about this title. This says, Carlos, a serial rapist known as El Gato, is strapped to an electric chair and executed for his vicious crimes. But before crossing over to the afterlife, Carlos is visited by a satanic spirit in the form of a beautiful woman who makes him an offer that he cannot pass up. After literally making a deal with the devil, Carlos is brought back to life and allowed to continue his drug-fueled spree of rape and murder in order to appease his new satanic ruler. However, the police are hot on his trail after they discover that this new wave of killings seem to be linked to El Gato, thanks in part to the signature Carlos is required to leave behind at each murder scene, a 666 carved into the victim's body.
Okay, so I'm not going to lie to you. I was hoping that this was a VSA because I'm not really interested in any of those historically. And I was like, okay, then I won't have to worry about it. But I guess I'll be getting this in the mail. The Infernal Rapist. Okay, we'll see. I'm going to keep an open mind. Okay, I'm going to hope that it's somehow subversive and not as offensive as it sounds like it is, but we'll see.
This says, this is a truly one-of-a-kind film that is sure to raise the eyebrows of even the most jaded genre fans.
Yeah.
Interesting. New video interview with actor Juan Moro, new video interview with actor Fidel Abrego, new video interview with actor Arturo Mason, and then an audio essay by author and critic Alexandra Heller-Nicholas. I'm not going to scroll too far into some of these pictures because I'm assuming.
Yeah, I never do. You never know what's going to pop up around here.
The next one even looks dangerous. I'm going to go one more. That's not too bad. All right.
Well, it is like a Mexican horror film, right? I mean,
yes,
that should be interesting. I honestly haven't seen much of any of those really, so I'll be excited to broaden my horizons a bit for sure.
Let's see. Frostbiter is the last Vinegar Syndrome title, and this says, long ago, the mighty Wendigo was defeated and buried in a secret place known only to a select individual tasked with protecting this unholy ground, lest it be revived from the grave. When two arrogant hunters, Gary and Dave, stumble upon the Wendigo's final resting place and kill its elderly protector, they unknowingly revive the ancient demon, which gorily dispatches Dave, taking refuge with another group of... I mean, that seems like a big spoiler. Taking refuge with another group of hunters in a nearby cabin, the posse are set upon by all sorts of ghoulish creatures, not the least of which is the Wendigo itself. Meanwhile, a young woman named Sandy begins to experience visions telling her that she must now kill the Wendigo. Interesting. Highly ambitious indie horror gem, which inexplicably remained nearly unreleased, save for some local screenings, for a better part of a decade following its late 80s productions. This is from 1995. Interesting. Featuring clever use of miniatures, highly stylized camera work and editing, frequent gore, and loads of wintry atmosphere. Huh. That sounds actually pretty damn interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited.
We got a new interview with the co-writer and director Tom Chaney, a new commentary track with Tom Chaney, moderated by Michael Felsher. Interview with the producer, interview with actor Alan Madlane, interview with stop-motion animator Dave Hetmer. That's interesting. Interview with actor John Boussard, interview with sound editor and actor Paul Harris, and then some archival. There's all kinds of stuff in here. Wow. Oh, it's looks to be a trauma film. Archival trauma introduction and promo video. I'm going to take some look at the
I like that back
guys.
artwork a lot.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh,
I really
wow.
like Dead Sea Life's comment. That made me laugh.
Dead Sea Life. I don't want to see everything I bought. I'm embarrassed enough seeing them in a pile under the TV. Oh, man.
That's relatable content.
What is going on with the... Oh, wow. I mean, obviously cherry picking some good pictures, but this actually looks really fun.
Ooh.
Wow.
Might get in trouble for that one.
Nah.
I don't know. YouTube is violent. I was doing my room tour yesterday, and I showed my topless Phoebe Bridgers poster. That's like artistic rendition. I don't think it's a photograph. I think it's a artistic kind of tracing or whatever of it. And I was still like, uh-oh, I don't know if I'll get in trouble for that one.
Yeah. Gosh, some of these still at $10 is crazy.
Yeah, I'm looking at that part now. This cover art for Last Gasp is pretty sick. I've never heard of it. Is it good?
I have been putting this one off for a long time, so sadly I've still not seen this one.
Gotcha. I like this art.
And pay attention to their disclaimer here on all of them. Inventory may be adjusted and or the deal could be ended before the 24-hour window ends.
Yeah, I imagine it's just they have a certain number of units that they're willing to give them away at this price, and it'll go away after that. So.
Terry says, looked at the month-by-month breakdown. I didn't see the breakdown. Where did I skip over that under this? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I didn't realize they had so much under here. Okay. January, 4 releases. We already know that. February, 3 releases, including gory Hong Kong horror, The Devonsville Terror, and then an Eastern Euro sci-fi weirdness. March, 3 releases, including 4K debut of a demented 90s classic, 3-film Mexican Gothic set, and a 4K debut of an 80s Italian horror. April, Curse of the Blue Lights, Blu-ray and 4K debut of 80s regional slasher and bizarre British exploitation horror. May, 5 releases, including, so that means this will be a part of the subscription, Vinegar Syndrome 10th Anniversary 10-film collection, plus 2 more horror 4Ks and a truly killer set of surprise titles, maybe our best yet for the halfway.
Damn.
June, partner label only month as usual. July, 3 releases, including 3 horror and exploitation Blu-rays, including a multi-film collection. August, a multi-film collection, more regional horror and international exploitation. September, Arnold Blu-ray, a Spanish horror box set, never on disc slasher, and a squirm-inducing Hong Kong treat. October, a horror box set, the 4K debut of a notorious Euro gore fest, 2 more never on blue slashers, 1 has never even been on disc. And then November, the big one, 3 horror and horror adjacent releases, a mix of Blu-ray and 4K, including on some never on disc titles and 2 additional surprise 4Ks. Wow.
That's a lot.
The fact that the box set is included in the sub is pretty damn impressive.
I don't know about you, but that sounds like more than $980 worth of stuff to me.
Oh, it truly does.
I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of already like, maybe I should have taken more time in how I chose to pay for it, but I don't regret buying it. We'll see if January, if I make it.
This is something that people have been looking at. They added reward points. They've been doing that. You could see it at the bottom of the page under, where is it here? It said loyalty somewhere. Am I missing it now, or is it at the top now? I don't know. Is it on every title? I mean, that could be a part of it. It's not listed. Gift card music. Oh, here it is. VSMC rewards. Click on that. Become a member and earn points and exclusive rewards every time you shop. Sign up, create an account, and get 75 points. Earn points when you shop. Redeem points for products and discounts. You get 75 points to create an account, 100 points on your birthday, 2 points for every $1, 500 points if you refer a friend, 50 points to leave a review. That's coming soon. 25 extra points if you put in a picture. You can add a video in a review. That's more points. 15 points to like them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and subscribe on YouTube.
All right, I have a monthly segment on my channel where I do video reviews of this shit. Can I get like some legacy points for all those videos I've made?
Okay, so basically a point is a penny. 500 points equals $5. And you can redeem for exclusive products. Wooden token, metal horns coaster, rubber wristband, a koozie, keychain, film reel coaster. Oh my god.
That's so cute, the coaster. Oh my god.
Yeah, Vinegar Syndrome pogs and slammers. Wow.
I think I need that coaster. Like really bad. Fuck.
Punk Vacation keychain, Vinegar Syndrome logo magnet.
Sick. Damn.
They've got some releases here.
So it says exclusive products. Does this mean you can only purchase them through point redemption? Or can I just give them money for it?
The merch, it looks like that might be the only way.
Damn.
That's actually really cool. Quiet Please door hanger.
That's fun. That's for when you got your Picorama titles on, right?
Yep. Wow, Vinegar Syndrome flask set and his skate deck.
Well, that's just... We're getting fancy here. Prestige.
For those with 10,000 points. Jesus.
How many points do I have? Where do I check that? I need a coaster, please. Please, bro, please. Just one coaster.
Let me see if any of these are listed under merch. I don't think any of this is new, sadly.
It's making me sign in again. That's annoying. There we go.
A lot of people have been waiting for the slipcover protectors. Those are still sold out. That's been sold out for like 9 months or something.
Yeah. Oh, I have a question for you and possibly the chat. I've heard that Vinegar Syndrome allows subscribers to choose their delivery through USPS as opposed to FedEx. FedEx misdelivers my packages 9 out of 10 times, and USPS has literally never done it once. So that would be amazing. It is like it's a pretty substantial point of stress for me whenever something's on the way, and I'm like, I hope I get it.
Right.
I've had to knock on my neighbor's door way too many times, and I've had to complain too many times, and it just keeps happening. So I don't know. Yeah. Is that true? Do people know?
It is true. You can email them, and they will update it for you.
That would be incredible. Okay, I'm gonna do that.
At least last year they were.
Yeah.
Media membrane. So are these VSMC slipcovers just previous slips, newly branded VSMC? It looks like they're just offering a couple of releases under there for you to be able to get it. I mean, now somebody's pointing out that there's different branding. Let me see.
I have 0 point. Oh no, I have 2,000 points. Oh shit.
So if you
Hey, this
zoom
is pretty
in,
good.
it does look like it has a little different branding on the corner. Interesting.
Huh. Okay, I got a shit ton of points. I can like get some of this stuff. Wooden token. That's kind of fun, I guess. I can get the coaster. We're all good. We are good.
Dead Sea Life says, "Hello, neighbor. I think you've received my Infernal Rapist Blu-ray. Can I please get that
Honest,
from you?"
okay. I bought the Fred Homestead collection, I think is his name, the hardcore gay porn actor, and it was just that. And that arrived at my neighbor's doorstep, and I was like, I just really hope he didn't open it because that might be uncomfortable. He
So
didn't. He didn't know
they've
what it
got
was. But
7 of these slipcovers with new branding on it. What do you think of that?
let's see. Let me take a look. Are they for? I mean, I'm guessing they're for titles that are already out. Yes.
All of those slipcovers are long out of print,
Oh,
and a
shit.
couple of them, like the Hearse and Shot, are very pricey.
Shit. Beyond the Door 2, Bloody New Year, House of the Dead. Well, I don't have any of these, is the thing. So I guess I could just have a slipcover, but I'm not that crazy yet. Yet is the operative word there.
Right.
Oh, how I found my points. Anthony helped me out in the comments. You go to the bottom of the site, and then it says Explore, and then you go to My Points. I think. Yeah. It might not be working for everybody. I'm sure that they're getting a lot of stuff. Oh, there's like a club membership here. This is kind of fun.
Also, you probably have more because you just went and got a subscription.
Yeah. So I'm currently, this is cute. I'm part of the 16 millimeter club because I've spent $500.
Nice.
When we get to 1500, I'll be part of the 35 millimeter. Now, I wonder what the time frame is on that because I've definitely spent more than that over the course of the year, which is a bit of a sobering thought, but there it is. I see Darvin is here. Shout out Darvin.
The SMC rewards link isn't working for me. Ouch.
Only through point. Yeah, I mean, that is smart. You're going to get people out here spending $1,000 to get a slipcover. Maybe.
Oof. How many points do you have already? What did it say for you?
2,000.
Nice.
So that's enough for 2 slipcovers.
Not
for
bad.
Titles I don't have.
Only got to spend a few thousand more dollars, and you'll be able to get the others.
Yeah, only a few more thousand. We'll be good.
Oh, geez.
Wait a second. So if I have 2,000 points, it means I'm at $2,000, right? So I should be in the 35 millimeter club.
You probably got some sort of bonus for something.
Okay.
I wonder if there's like a history you can look at. Your rewards.
Yeah, that's okay. But it looks like when you get up there, you get a point multiplier, which is crazy. So there's a 1.5 point multiplier there. So that's fun.
Where are we seeing this?
Oh, sorry. So when I'm in my point thing, and it had all those different things you could do to earn points, if you keep scrolling down, it'll say how to use your points, and then redeem for exclusive products. And then if you go down one more, it says the Vinegar Syndrome Media Club, and it has these little badges.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
This is all very new to me, so I'm having fun with it.
Interesting. So the more you spend, the more you earn, which is crazy.
Yeah, they've already done a pretty good job at getting me to spend more money than I have, and they just keep coming up with new ways.
Anthony is already at the 35 millimeter club. Jeez.
I feel like I should be, but I don't know. Maybe it's just not updating or something. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, everybody's crazy. You can use your points when you check out on anything, saving them for VSAs and partners. Nice.
Yeah, honestly, that's probably the move. I buy enough partner label titles that I might be for the best to use it that way. Tix 4K is awesome. I love that film. And the transfer looks amazing.
Yep, it really does. All right. I think I dove into the regular releases. What about the partners? We only kind of looked at those.
This is my area of expertise / primary interest. So let's see.
So actual people, this only had 1,000 slipcovers. If you want this says, on the precipice of her college graduation, Riley is frantically searching for connection. Jealous of the job offer her classmates are receiving and desperate to regain control of something, she decides to win the affections of a boy from her hometown of Philadelphia. An exciting, honest film by and about a young woman of color. Kit Zahauer's feature debut captures Gen Z's anxieties and hopes as they are launched into adulthood. Region-free commentary by the director, 2 short films by the director, a trailer, and a booklet. Wow. I've actually heard decent things about this film.
I wonder if there's any anxious Gen Z people here right now that might apply to. I can't think of any, but maybe you can.
None of those exist, ever.
No. Definitely not.
No Connie this month and no Fun City editions.
Wait, I have a dumb question. Did we already see the VSL? Did I check out and miss that?
No, that's on Tuesday.
Okay, cool.
Let's see.
I'm a bit frazzled with all this, so I thought
there is a rewards history, so you can see when you've earned rewards and what you've earned rewards for.
Okay,
so that's good.
So let's figure something out here.
And some of these things, like when you can get this crazy branded, very out of print slipcover for 1,000, but a keychain is like 750. That seems to be
weird, huh?
A little odd.
I was looking at. I was like, that seems low.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Maybe that makes sense.
DC says, 50 points for review. Get ready for an influx of quick, poorly worded reviews. You know it.
This film is good. It has a slipcover on it. Please purchase it today.
I like the slip. Never seen the movie.
Yeah, it looks pretty. I might watch it.
And you do that for 20 films, and you get an out of print slipcover.
Shouldn't be roasting our own community like this.
It's not this community. It's for the casual fans for sure.
Yeah.
Wave says, rush to pick up the box set at the launch.
Casuals, yes.
Went back and bought Morvern Collar, Patty Hearst with slips, went back again and got the $10 Trauma and Minor Premise. Very nice, Wave.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get Trauma and the blog title.
Yeah. Show that third image of beast creatures. So that's the this is a very classic Agpa slipcover. And then look at this third picture.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I love him. He's so good. I love him. I would like him, please.
What a perfectly shaped tree to not hide somebody standing behind it holding up your creature. Wow. I'm going to leave it at that. So this one, a beloved regional horror vortex that was conjured in Connecticut. This is a triumph of a low-budget ingenuity in an unknown galaxy. A group of travelers crash their boat on an island. At first, all is well, but when a man takes a dip in an acid lake and becomes a steaming pile of gloop, it's clear that there's trouble in paradise. That's when the cult of demon dolls reveal themselves and their appetite for eating faces. Fueled by outrageous gore, a sublime synthesizer score, of course, and jaw-dropping puppet effects, this is what happens when a mid-century creature feature collides with DIY surrealism, and everyone wins. So basically, this looks to be a sequel to the third segment of Trilogy of Terror.
Oh, fun.
I just made that up. It's not actually attached. It just sounds like
it. I was going to say, I've been staring at that title for a minute on Keenan Lorber's website, and it finally sold out, so rip, I guess. But
it's a really good set, too.
That's okay. 3D Blu-ray Rental has it, so I'll rent it there. There's another tip for that site. They have out-of-print stuff, and you can rent it.
Nice.
So that's chill. Yeah, Starvin, I got the subscription.
Onryo says, I think I've seen this years ago, and it was fun from what I remember. Yeah. Makes sense.
3D Blu-ray Rental should sponsor my channel, straight up.
I agree with that. Altered Innocence is putting out Brother's Keeper. This one says Yusuf and his best friend Mimo are pupils at a boarding school for Kurdish boys secluded in the mountains of eastern Anatolia. When Mimo falls mysteriously ill, Yusuf is forced to struggle through the bureaucratic obstacles put up by the school's repressive authorities to try to help his friend. But by the time the adults in charge finally understand the seriousness of Mimo's condition and try to get him to the hospital, the school has been buried under a sudden heavy snowfall. With no way out, now desperate to reach help, teachers and pupils engage in a blame game where grudges, feelings of guilt, and hidden secrets emerge as time ticks mercilessly on and threatens to run out. Wow, that sounds really good. Unfortunately, the Blu-ray seems to not have a ton on there.
Yeah, I've noticed that with Altered Innocence that they don't always stack their releases, but they're usually cheaper to kind of make up for that. So it is what it is, you know. And
Yeah,
I mean, usually something, you know. So
as a sub, I can get this for $16.49 right now, so that's not
it's
terrible.
Pretty good, huh?
Let's see. Cam is bringing up, did y'all grab the Cauldron City of the Living Dead? I think a lot of people did.
I still haven't watched my Blu-ray of it, so I should probably do that first.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah. I'm kind of a Fulci noob. I've seen Zombie, which is fucking amazing, but you know, I need to get I have a triple pack from him from I think it's Blue Underground or something, but I need to check that out. So
this slipcover looks amazing. So
yeah,
this
that's
is from
so cool.
ETR Media. The first VCR and cassettes go hi-fi. There's the front, and here's the back. That is fantastic. This says, the first VCR. This is a documentary about the 1956 invention of the first VCR, which launched the home video revolution. Cassettes Go Hi-Fi is the story about the past, present, and remarkable future of the compact audio cassette tape. Very interesting. There's 25 to 30 minutes of associated trailers, commercials, and promo videos. Huh.
Pretty cool.
Utopia's In Between Girl. Here's the front of the slip and the back. And yeah, this looks like a Utopia film. After being blindsided by her parents' sudden divorce, 16-year-old artistic, sardonic Angie Chen turns to secret hookups with popular jock Liam behind the back of his adored social media influencer girlfriend Cheryl. I feel like that could have been written much better.
Let's see. Oh, artistic. I wasn't sure if you said artistic or autistic.
I definitely would have specified autistic.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think purchases are postponed until the end of the week when they start to fulfill and ship because my purchase just now is not listed. Interesting. Under Culture Shock, they have Death Collector. It shows a slip in the photos but does not show an option or mention of a slip. Do we think it comes with it? If that's what I think it is, which I'll come back to the partner labels in just a second to look at the new ones. Death Collector, what, right? That's the one that you're talking about. Yes. So this was before they were a partner label. This is a title that is coming with the slip, but this was before they were with OCN. So it is a completely different slipcover and all that. It was when they were their own thing. And everything, let's see, everything down here before... I think that's the case. Am I remembering that right?
I'm not sure.
When did this
honestly.
come out?
I'm skipping ahead a little bit and looking at this Canadian International Pictures release, and I think I'm going to buy it right now. It looks
wow.
It looks incredible.
So Death Collector. This came out in 2021 in June. So yes, this was before they were an OCN partner label. All right, let's get on that Canadian International title then. So this one is called Kanesatake, 270 Years of Resistance. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine, honestly. I thought that was a pretty good attempt.
Great back cover.
Yeah. I'm excited for you to read the description. It looks just fucking amazing, honestly. And as they are wont to do, Canadian International Pictures just loaded it up with like fucking 10 bonus films, which I just love so much.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so this is 30th Anniversary Special Edition. In July of 1990, a dispute over a proposed golf course to be built on Kaniana Mohawk lands in Oka, Quebec, set the stage for a historic confrontation that would grab international headlines and sear itself into the Canadian consciousness. Path-breaking filmmaker Alanis Obamswain at times with a small crew, at times alone, spent 78 days behind those Mohawk lines filming the armed standoff between protesters, the Quebec police, and the Canadian Army. The result is a uniquely harrowing, unsettling, and impactful cinematic experience. Wow.
Sounds like my kind of thing, honestly.
One of the most important Canadian films of all time, this landmark documentary has been seen around the world, winning over a dozen international awards and making history at the Toronto International Film Festival, where it became the first documentary ever to win the Best Canadian Feature Award. In addition to this, the disc includes the 3 subsequent films in the director's acclaimed Oka Crisis Quartet. My Name is Kanatiosta Spudwrench, Kanakwaman, and the feature-length Rocks at Whiskey Trench, expanding on key incidents, characters, and themes from the original film. Good Lord.
I mean, that's a heavy hitter right there. I mean, that's just... I feel like with every month, there's at least one partner label title where I'm like, oh, well, I have to get that.
Right.
Come on. And this is the one, I think.
That sounds incredible.
Last month, it was Dressed in Blue. I got that shit quick.
All right. Lost Faith from Saturn's... I just heard what you just said somehow. It just didn't sink in. Dressed in Blue. Yeah, that's like one of the most important films that any of the partner labels have ever put out. Lost Faith from Saturn's Core. He lost his wife, his patience, and his faith. Wow.
Rip.
Yep, this is what I think of when I think of somebody losing their faith.
Well, that's what happened when I lost mine, you know? Just it was a bloodbath, really.
Steve Nakota, played by Joel D. Wincoop, is a good guy having a bad day. After run-ins with both the corrupt local cops and a satanic biker game, his world is turned upside down when his beautiful model wife is kidnapped by an evil karate master and his nefarious henchmen, who keep a harem of abducted women confined in a jungle prison, obviously, awaiting their sale into a white slavery ring.
I mean, who among us have not been through something like this?
But which jungle prison? I have so many to choose from.
Yeah. You know, you got to pick the right jungle prison.
Nakota soon realizes that it will require much more than just his heroic courage and martial arts expertise to defeat his enemies and rescue his wife. He must first reach down inside his soul and attempt to regain his lost faith. This is a brain-melting SOV martial arts action passion project. That's a lot of adjectives.
It is.
Project from B-movie luminary Joel D. Wincoop, who wrote, produced, directed, edited, starred, and even sang the film's memorable theme song.
A man of many hats.
Yeah. Shot regionally in and around South Florida, this delivers a high-octane roundhouse kick of backyard karate hijinks, over-the-top amateur thespians, and a head-scratching dose of Christian moral overtones.
Okay.
Wow, that lands somewhere between the bewildering do-all antics of Champagne and Bullets and a Poverty Row Chuck Norris epic.
That's a lot of information.
With 8 hours of special features.
Bro, are you kidding me? Like, okay.
Newly unearthed extended director's cut, introduction by the director, original VHS cut, with optional audio commentary featuring Joel D. Wincoop and the assistant director Sean McCarthy. An archival making of documentary that's an hour long, 90 minutes of dailies and behind the scenes footage, archival news interviews and appearances, flashback opening, flashback ending, a Super 8mm film by the director that inspired this, 2018 sequel short starring the director. Oh my gosh. Wow.
I'm not going to lie to you. These are the type of releases that I am less inclined to buy. But
I understand.
I'm still very glad that they exist and they're being put out and respected and put in nice editions. I just only have so much money and so much time, and I have to kind of prioritize what I'm into, you know?
Yeah. John DeMarsco got the hearse and pledge night slips from the rewards.
Well, don't worry. You'll be back up to $2,000 soon enough. I mean,
just give it a couple days.
Yes. By the end of the week.
So Undead coming from Umbrella. This is a really great film overall. This is one that many that have been following the recent releases from Umbrella have probably seen this one.
Oh, really? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, what year is this? It's fairly new. 2003. So The copy here is amazing. An onslaught of meteorites crash land in the small country town of Berkeley. The bombardment brings with it an otherworldly infection. The living dead are awoken, and a small band of desperate survivors led by local beauty pageant winner Renee and town loony Marion fight for survival in a world gone mad. The Spearig Brothers Undead is packed with action, loaded with laughs, and filled with wild twists and turns, defining it as an Aussie cult classic. None of these have new next to them, so it looks like they're probably using all of the Umbrella extras that they had for their Aussie release. However, this booklet featuring essays by BJ Colangelo, poster with new art by Chris Barnes, that might be new. And then want to highlight, this also has the CD soundtrack.
Nice. I think I'm remembering this right. Umbrella put out Martyrs, right?
Yes.
Okay, I have that one. Do we think we might get that one?
I mean, that
would be
theoretical.
wild.
If they somehow got US rights, that would be pretty wild.
I don't know if I'd have to buy it again, but that would be really cool for people who don't have it yet. Because, I mean, what a film that is, really.
Oh, yeah. And then Yellow Veil, their last title for this month is When I Consume You.
That's such a hard title, honestly. That cover art is great, too.
Yeah, it really is. It's from the director of They Look Like People. They Look Like People was great. Did you see that one?
No. Who is the director?
The director is Perry Blackshear.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
So siblings Daphne and Wilson Shaw practically raised one another. They've protected each other from everything life has thrown their way. Daphne's professional life is soaring, and she's looking to adopt a child. Wilson is interviewing for a position at a local school, hoping to become a teacher, but Daphne is an unsettling, dangerous stalker whom she can't seem to shake, now threatening to destroy them both. They hunt for their tormentor through the shadowy streets of Brooklyn, honing their bodies and minds for a showdown, but this foe may prove to be more than they can handle. They will break and rebuild themselves if necessary to save each other and protect the light they know is in this world for them, if only they can persevere. Wow.
What a lovely description. Shout out to Justin LaLiberty who writes these. I always enjoy his writing.
Yep, he's great. So we got an intro from the director on here. This one's region free. Actor commentary track with Libby Ewing, Ewan DuMichel, and McLeod Andrews. Director commentary, behind the scenes featurette, deleted scenes with commentary. Cast and director interviews, world premiere Q&A at Fantasia Fest. An essay from journalist Craig Ian Mann. And let me see. This limited edition slipcover is 1,000 units only. And let's see. All right, that's it on it. Wow. Interesting looking release.
For a second, I thought we lost our audience, but there's still 86 people in here. I guess everyone's busy shopping. Thank you all for being here, by the way. This is a nice turnout.
Yeah, absolutely. And at noon on New Year's Day.
Thank you for inviting me, Ryan. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Thanks for coming on. And for anybody that has not, I'll say it again. I know that I said it before Celeste got on here, but please subscribe to Celeste channel. Link is in the description below. The second week of the month, Celeste will have a long video on the channel that I really hope people watch and enjoy and find some solace in. You'll see why. That'll be really starting to get teased at the end of this week, but there's a lot of really cool stuff coming up on the channel.
I'm excited for that video.
Yeah.
I ended the year with a couple of really dark months for my personal mental health, and so I've kind of neglected the channel as of late, but I have been feeling inspired again, and I've put out 2 videos this week that I think are quite good if you want to check those out. And I'm really going to be going hard in 2023 to make a go at this thing and really get heavy back into doing film analysis videos, because I know people really like those, and they're very they're fun for me to do, and they're very fulfilling for me to do. So yeah, come hang out. If you want to be a part of the coolest gay film club on youtube.net, come check it out.
What a great introduction there. youtube.net. Go subscribe.
I like to change it up. Sometimes it's youtube.biz. Thank you, Wave. I appreciate it.
DC says, anybody seen the movie Jeremy? I'll let Celeste answer that first. Did you see that one from Fun City?
No, and I saw that it's back in stock. I don't know. I actually kind of am ignoring the OOP section because they're not like half off like I'm used to paying, and I really cannot be out here buying $28 titles, especially right after I dropped 900. I'm pretty good at finding deals. Just got to be patient. So I might just leave those where they are. Shout out OC Floydian. I don't actually know your name, but you've been such an amazing supporter of my channel, and I appreciate your comment. So thank you.
I will say I've seen Jeremy, and it's there's a lot of. It's a good film. It is a really well acted film. The only thing I will say though is you got to kind of be ready for that type of film when you watch it, because it's one of those movies where if you're in a bad like frame of mind when you go into it, you're going to be very anti the film for no reason, and it's actually quite good.
Interesting. I wouldn't mind having all the Fun City stuff eventually, but it's hard because I came in kind of late and a lot of that stuff is gone. So, you know.
Yeah. It's a much more like subtle film than others.
Mm-hmm. You know, quick comment about partner labels in general. I think a lot of people, they think that Vinegar Syndrome put out these releases or whatever, or it's tied to the brand. And so they think that it's all trashy stuff, kind of like that backyard martial arts thing we were just talking about. And I mean, that's great. That's for you. That's awesome. And Vinegar Syndrome does a good job covering that stuff too. But there's a lot of like art house labels and like really prestige, beautiful films that these partner labels put out. And I just got to say, don't sleep on it. Like there's some really, really incredible cinema to be found.
Yep.
I recently watched the, sorry, I keep talking.
No, you're good.
I recently watched the Gaspar Noé Lux Eterna release. It was so good. Such a great film.
The partner labels, I want to really just emphasize the fact that these are completely separate companies. Like Vinegar Syndrome and OCN, they're not helping with the licensing for most of these. They're not helping with special features unless the partners ask. Most of the time, it is a company that has signed the rights for a film, and Vinegar Syndrome's partner company, OCN Distribution, is handling the distribution. That's why it's in their name. Paul got the Hong Kong set in From Beyond. Looking forward to what comes out the rest of the week. And again, that's the other important thing. Look at this banner up at the top right here. We have stuff coming every single day for the rest of this week. So there's a lot to pay attention to, a lot to love, a lot to look forward to every single day at noon Eastern. And just simply can't wait. Planet Mondo, completely agree. Def Crocodile put out some of my favorite releases. I
gotta get into them, honestly.
I happened to have from my video the other day some titles still sitting next to me. That was Ilya Muromets and Sampo. They're two Russian collaborations, I think, with Poland or one of the other European countries. They do some great stuff.
I really love what they do just on principle, the film restoration stuff. Like that is work that deserves spotlighting and deserves support.
Absolutely. Some pretty heavy hitters to start the year for Vinegar Syndrome, though. That's for sure.
Sidekicks, that's the VSU, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Not really my thing, honestly, so that's okay.
I'm not a Chuck Norris person, though I do remember watching this one when I was younger, and this one not being one that was amazing, but one that I enjoyed much more than his other stuff. Primarily, I was hoping that there was a picture of her, of Miss Winnie Cooper being in this.
Planet Mondo's talking about Zero Grad. That's one I almost blind bought. It looks really cool.
I'm also curious to watch Vinegar Syndrome Ultra release of Sidekicks just because Joe Begas and Friends is on the commentary. And yeah, I as soon as I saw that title, I knew Garrett was going to be stoked to see that one.
Well, it's more of a mainstream one too, right? So I'm excited for the company that they got it and that they're putting it out, and it'll get a lot of attention.
Well, usually VSUs, that's what they have tended to be so far.
Yeah, that's right. I think you're right on that. I need to get the Cloak and Dagger one. I rented it and I watched it and I really liked it. But
gorgeous
it's just expensive.
Yeah.
Like Flesh for Frankenstein too. I love that film so much. And I just haven't bought it yet because there's just no way around paying under $40 for it.
Right.
So, you know.
Sidekicks hasn't had a release since like VHS, so this is big. And yeah, great titles all around, I gotta be honest. I'm very happy with this first month output. And then again, what we have to look forward to for the rest of the year kind of looks remarkable.
Yeah.
The fact that 10 film box set is going to be included in the sub is crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. It'll be a whole thing to get through all of it, but it'll an embarrassment of riches is the phrase that I keep coming back to with all this stuff. Like, I'm happy that so much of this is amazing, but I'm also like, I wish 1 month it would just be crap, so I could check out for a bit and catch up, you know?
Yeah.
But now it's just bangers all the way down, honestly. So.
Bronson says no new Fun City editions isn't a good sign, and I would say just don't really take it as a good sign or a bad sign, because them being on, if they are breaking out to do their own thing, that doesn't make it necessarily a terrible thing. Wave says first time buying anything from Vinegar Syndrome. So excited for the Thriller box set pickup and the rest of the movies. Very nice.
I'm looking up the first VCR. It has 3 views on Letterboxd, and Cassettes Go Hi-Fi isn't on there yet. We're talking about real uber obscure stuff here.
That's what I love to see. So at the end of the month, we're going to be seeing a bunch of reviews pop up, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Terry says, definitely planning for the May flash sale pre-order. If I remember correctly, the pre-order for that bundle would be in March. Yes, it will be the last weekend in March, historically. As long as everything is the same. All right, my friends. We've ran down every title. We went through the rewards program. We went through what's to come for the rest of the year. We gave our thoughts on the subscription. Any other final questions, comments, requests in chat before we call this a day?
I have a question for you.
Shoot.
Did you watch? What did you think of Invisible Maniac?
It is. It's a curio piece. It's not. It's not amazing.
I can tell you're being diplomatic about it, so I'll just say it. I didn't like it at all. But Avery watched it with me, and she hated it. I thought it was at least interesting for what it was. It was kind of fun to watch once, but that's one that you might find on my eBay store.
Right. It's if you like nudity, oh boy.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I have some websites to recommend you if you like that sort of thing, but
for a bit cheaper.
To each their own.
Wow. Let's see. Jeff asked about Inspector Ike, so there you go. There is the price for Inspector Ike. Great film, going for $24.99 for the standard. The limited slip that they had up, it is out already.
Yeah. I've been getting good luck finding the out of print partner label slips lately. Like I got the Buster Keaton one. I got Forbidden Love. I got that one.
Nice.
And I got Jack B. Nimble. I've just been having good luck lately, so I guess I don't feel compelled to get a shit ton of them right now.
That is a solid release too, that Jack B. Nimble. Stephen Billings, our friend here, says take a break, go get some lunch. What's lunch?
Who? Stephen
maybe it's pronounced Billings?
Stephen Billings? I don't know.
Dustin Lewis, what's going on, my friend? Glad you're here. Yes, Erotic Nightmare is the same guy from Ebola Syndrome, and then obviously The Untold Story. That's what a lot of people have fallen in love with over the last couple of years. David Lash says, same time tomorrow. Unfortunately, no. I have to pretend to do other things for the rest of the week.
I could do it tomorrow, but then I actually have to work. So that sucks. I can't just be streaming at the office. I mean, maybe I could try.
I will be posting the announcements, of course, but yeah, lots of stuff that are just really interesting this week. And VSL is going to be very, very curious. For those that are paying attention or are interested, Reconnected on Thursday will feature Will Dodson, as it has on the first Thursday of every month for the last few months. Looking to make that a pretty much ongoing thing so that he can be here to talk about all the OCN releases. Nice. Lots going on there. And I think that's all we got. Celeste, thank you so much for showing up today. Thanks for hanging out and providing your wonderful insight.
Oh, thank you. I really want to say it again. I appreciate you so much for your friendship and your support and the invitation. And I had a blast doing this. So
Good.
happy to do it anytime you want.
For anybody else that is in the chat, if you have not checked out stuff going on with, I mean, there's so much right now. I don't want to really go through everything necessarily, but Shelf Shock Rewind is obviously the biggest one. You got to make sure to jump on that to get
Yes,
your
go
voting
vote.
in
Go
by
vote for that.
January 15th. I think the link for that's in the description below. On top of that, I've got year-end specials coming out. I've got upcoming streams. I've got other shows. I've got too much, but most of all, thank you to all the patrons. If you are ever interested in being a patron, link for that is in the description below. You guys keep this train running, and I appreciate you more than you could possibly know.
I see a
Subscriptions,
familiar name on there.
subscriptions for things like this streaming service is not cheap, so I appreciate that, and it does help a little bit. Even though I'm still paying for tons of stuff out of pocket, no big deal. Such is life. Other than that, have a great subscriber week. Thank you all for being here to celebrate the new year. And until next time, from two collectors to all of you, have a good night. Be safe. We'll see you then.
Bye.